Hello, Knicks Nation. We are diving into another player preview for the 2024-2025 season. Today we have none other than OG Anunoby. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this episode. Can't wait to get into OG Anunoby. If you're new here, smash the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, and let's jump right in. OG Anunoby was acquired from the New York Knicks. Nobody saw it coming. Barrett quickly out the door, incoming OG Anunoby and Precious Achiuwa right out the gate versus the Minnesota Timberwolves was his first game, I believe.
I believe so.
We saw his impact right away. Chris, OG Anunoby, can't wait. Can't wait to talk about OG Anunoby.
OG Anunoby. I'll go back to before the trade. Actually, when the trade was announced and we found out Emmanuel Quickly and RJ Barrett were on their way to Toronto and we were getting OG Anunoby. I still remember saying, this is just RJ Barrett with more defense, slightly better defense, a lateral move. Boy, oh boy, was I wrong.
Yeah.
And OG Anunoby made me eat those words pretty quickly, man. But with that said, he is one of my favorites. I mean, what doesn't he do on the court, Ant? He's amazing.
Look, OG Anunoby, what can't you say about this man? The New York Knicks are 26-6 with him in the lineup. They're really 26-5 with him in the lineup because he shouldn't have been out there for Game 7. I mean, those numbers right there are just elite. He's an elite defender. He improved offensively when we acquired him. He wanted to have more of an offensive role. That was the problem in Toronto.
Yep.
Now, when we acquired him, the Knicks really let him be free. He's an elite corner three-point shooter, 44% from corner three, 39% three-point shooter. He can do it all. He can guard 1 through 5. He can guard your center. He can guard your big man. He's built like a tank. I mean, this guy's calves and thighs are unbelievable. So 26-5 with OG Anunoby, Chris, on the floor. I did not expect that. And coming into this season, I mean, he's 26-5. I mean, he's the key, right? He's the key.
He is the key. But do I dare say we also maybe may have made a copy of that key?
Oh, Mikal. Shout out Mikal. That's going to be exciting, man, watching them play.
Bridges, that's going to be an entirely other video, but that's why I'm so excited for this season, man. When you got Mikal Bridges on one side, OG Anunoby on the other side, that's going to be elite, man.
I can't wait.
It's going to be elite. I can't wait either. But going back to OG Anunoby and what you were saying about him, he's amazing. He does a little bit of everything out there. And like you mentioned, in Toronto, they wouldn't really give him that green light to go get your shot, go create something. Obviously, he was around guys like Pascal Siakam. He had guys like Gary Trent who kind of again, took more shots away from him, if you want to say that. But here with the Knicks, we saw a little bit of everything, a little bit of dribble drive. We all remember that insane dunk he had on Embiid in the playoffs. That's still ingrained in my brain.
Give me chills, man.
That was amazing. And obviously, look, he can shoot the ball well, but we saw a little bit of his pull-up, dribble drive pull-up game, which, don't get me wrong, it doesn't look pretty, but he gets the ball to fall, and that's all that really matters at the end of it. So OG Anunoby, man, there's still more there too. I think he has untapped potential as well, offensively and defensively. I mean, what more can you say about the man? Steals, blocks, makes the right read on defense. Like wherever you need him, he's just there.
Passing lanes. I mean, his defense is uncanny. Look, amazing player, OG Anunoby. Amazing player. He signed the biggest contract in Knicks history, 4 years, $212.5 million. We saw his full offensive arsenal. Speaking of his offensive game, Chris, Game 2 versus Indiana, where he was unstoppable.
Yeah,
this man was unstoppable. Like, what I tell you, No one could guard this man in that game, and that really got me so excited. Got Knicks fans so excited. Then he's running the fast break, blows out a tire, and you can hear the air being pulled out of the balloon.
Yep.
And I guess I lead to durability concerns. OJ Anunoby's only played 70 plus games one time in his career. That was his rookie season. And I think he played like 69 or 68 games in the years after that. So, I mean, but Chris, I mean, he is so important to this team. And like you said, the Knicks brought in a Mikal Bridges. Say what you want, but his injuries are, they have been a concern throughout his career. We want OJ Anunoby to stay healthy. But Mikal Bridges, I think, will complement OG Anunoby. And when those two are on the court, you're going to see the Knicks' defensive numbers be incredible. So I'm open for 60-plus games from OG Anunoby this year, Chris. But durability has been, his bugaboo. And with the Knicks bringing in Mikal, are they kind of like guarding themselves, just in case OJ were to go down, now you have Mikal there to step in. We don't want that at all. We want them to be on the court. But now you have many different options. They're signing a bunch of guys, but yeah, Chris, durability. I mean, even with the elbow. Remember the elbow thing? And he came back and then I think it was versus Portland, and he went for a steal, and you heard him screaming.
Yeah,
it was like you remember that, like the elbow watch. It was like, it was stressful, like watching that. Like, it's like, oh man, like I just want this guy to stay healthy because he is so important to us. The elbow, I hope it's 100%. The hamstring, I hope it's 100%. But Chris, durability issues for OG.
Yeah, unfortunately, with everything we said, how amazing, the untapped defensive potential, obviously the elite defensive game from OG Anunoby. Of course, there has to be a gotcha, right? And that's the durability, man. That's always been a thing since his days in Toronto. And like you mentioned, his rookie year was the only time he played 70 plus games. So with Mikal Bridges, though, I think it goes twofold. It's, yes, obviously you do want to see them both on the court, and we will at the same time. But also, I think it also gives the Knicks a chance to say, hey, OG, you don't got to play 40 plus minutes out there every single night. Mikal's going to pick up some of the slack and vice versa, kind of save them a bit,
Yeah.
So while we will see them on the court, I really do think the scheme is going to be something along the lines of, you're always going to have an elite defender out there on the court, whether that's Mikal Bridges or OG Anunoby, or when you really need it, both at the same time. And I think that's good news. I think that's a way that you can probably keep OG's minutes down and keep him from, kind of burning out early.
Yeah, because by acquiring Mikal, now you have legit two wing players who can guard, a Jason Tatum, a Jaylen Brown. And the starting lineup is Brunson, Mikal, Anunoby, Randall, and Mitch when healthy. That's the starting lineup for the New York Knicks. And dare I say, that's probably one of the best starting lineups in the NBA, like right then and there. Because what we saw, especially in January, was OG Anunoby's fit with Julius Randle. A lot of people were questioning, how would that fit? How would that look? Randall did an incredible job, changing his game, becoming more of a faster player, quicker reads, running fast breaks more with the OG Anunoby. Those two meshed extremely, extremely well. So now you bring in another piece in Mikal Bridges, and I feel like it's going to be more of the same. But yeah, in January when, we were the best team in the NBA, OG and Randall, that's what kind of like surprised me. Not surprised me, but I was like, I wasn't expecting it.
It surprised me because, look, that's another positive that I have, at least when it comes to OG Anunoby. Not only did he come in and obviously he just changed the entire trajectory of our season. Because
well.
let's be real. When we had RJ and IQ on the team, and this is no shade at them, but look, it wasn't looking good. I still remember we had a tough loss. I forget where it was at, but guys was it OKC? Well, go figure, right? They had their heads down. It looked like rock bottom for us. And then boom, we acquire OG Anunoby. And like you mentioned, I felt like he unlocked Julius Randle in a sense.
Yep.
Julius was more engaged. Obviously, offensively, he was amazing with OG Anunoby. But what really got me was Julius Randle on defense. when OG Anunoby was out there. It was a completely different player. He was going out there, contesting, playing hard on the defensive end. He just wasn't doing the Olay and letting people by. It was a completely different Julius Randle. And if you really think about it, that's what we got up and down, the roster when OG Anunoby joined. It was just like they were finally like, oh man, finally somebody who knows where to be and what to do on defense. And it just unlocked everybody's game, in my opinion. What a fun January that was.
Oh, man. Yeah, well said. I mean, it really unlocked a different dimension of Julius Randle. And I feel like we're going to get into the Julius Randle player preview soon, so be prepared for that. I'm excited to get into that. But, yeah, having OG Anunoby on the court literally made everyone better on defense, more engaged. His wingspan is, I think it's like 6'11", 7-foot wingspan, something crazy. He's like 6'9". He's built like a tank, and defensively is where the Knicks obviously shined with OG Anunoby on the court, but offensively as well. His on and off court stats are insane on defense. So the Knicks only allowed 101 points per possession with him on the floor. That was a 99 percentile. That number is 16 points higher with him off the court. So give or take 117 points allowed. So just an all-around amazing player, and I'm truly excited to watch this guy, have a healthy training camp, healthy season, and I'm just praying for good health for OG Anunoby because that's what we need, with all of these guys, Randall, Mitchell Robinson. The elbow thing was stressful, man. Like,
Yeah.
it really was watching him, stretch that elbow, and then you had the hamstring, and Game 7 he tried to gut it out, Chris. With the hamstring, he laid it out on the line, and he tried to even hit a 3 to start that game.
Hit a quarter 3. I went insane, and unfortunately, that was it for OG. But
I was so hyped, man. Oh my
me
god,
too, man.
can't wait.
I felt like that was gonna be the spark right then and there, and we were just gonna, go running through brick wall after brick wall. But fortunately, it didn't play out that way.
Yeah, unfortunately, you could tell that the hamstring was bothering him, and now that he's a New York Knick for the next 4 seasons, signing that big mega deal, he's getting paid more than Jalen Brunson, but he deserved it. He deserves every penny of that contract. Some people said that contract was an overpay. He was rumored to go to the Philadelphia 76ers, and the Knicks had to do it. Like,
Yeah.
you brought in Mikal Bridges before they signed OG Anunoby. Remember, we were like, okay, then we have to sign OG Anunoby. Now you pair both of them. I'm truly excited to watch OG Anunoby and Mikal on the defensive side, and offensively too. I feel like those two can really be something special. And this is gonna be a fun team to watch, man.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean,
really fun.
When you really think about it, obviously, yes, Julius is on the mend, and so is Mitchell Robinson, but the backup center position is really our only weakness at the moment.
Yeah.
When you look at the rest of the pieces on this team, including OG Anunoby, man, you gotta be extremely excited for what's to come, in my opinion. OG Anunoby, I think he's gonna have another amazing season. Obviously, health is the key when it comes to OG Anunoby, but I'm feeling pretty optimistic. I'm feeling pretty optimistic about OG Anunoby this upcoming season.
I am too. And, hoping for a great season for OG Anunoby, and I think we will get one. I think it's going to be more of what we saw in January. I know we're not going to win every single game, but this record with OG Anunoby, it's not even a small sample size. It's not even like a 10-game sample. If it was a 10-game sample size, I would be like, okay, yeah, we're 9-1, but no, 26-5 or whatever with OG Anunoby.
That's legit, man.
It's almost half a season. Now you pair that with Mikal and a healthy Julius, Mitch, and look, I'm excited. I'm excited for the player. I'm excited for this team. We went over a 39% corner 3-point shooter, elite steal percentage, elite block percentage, on-court, off-court stats are elite. And more of what we've just been seeing. Everyone is saying their weakness is backup center. OG can guard 1 through 5. I'm sure you're going to see OG on a lot of bigs power forwards, centers. The Knicks are bringing in a lot of guys that compete during the training camp. Marcus Morris, Landry Shamet. So it's going to be a really interesting, intriguing training camp, and I'm just hoping for a healthy season for OG Anunoby because we know what he can provide in the court, and I'm just excited to watch him and Mikal feed off of one another, like high pick and rolls with Mikal and OG. Like I'm just picturing that, like with Brunson in the corner and Dante in the corner on the other corner, and Randall kind of like in the middle. Oh,
You can literally just interchange everybody in that scenario, and it's just come on, like it's choose your poison. It's choose your poison. The way I see it, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for other teams.
bold prediction for OG Anunoby. I feel like he will play 75 games this year, and he will be an all-star.
Oh man, you took my second one. I was gonna say OG Anunoby is
Sorry.
gonna be an
All right, you could just say he's gonna be an all-star. Sorry, I didn't know.
OG Anunoby is gonna be an all star, and he's also gonna be an all NBA defensive
Ooh,
selection.
okay, there we go. Defensive player of the year. It's always Gobert.
I'll go defensive player of the year because if he's playing 75 games, nobody's touching him.
Nope. One of the best one-on-one defenders in the league. One of the best all-around defenders in the league. One of the best wing players in the league. Period. Excited for OG Anunoby in this 2024-2025 season. Let us know in the comments below. What do you guys think about, can you picture, what lineups do you picture with OG Anunoby? Like, what are you excited to watch from him? Or is it just health with OG Anunoby? Because I know a lot of you guys just stay healthy, man. I mean, we already know what's on the court. Just stay healthy. All right, Chris, that was fun. Anything else you wanted to add on OG?
Stay healthy.
OG. and he's hilarious, by the way.
He is. He is.
Always that dry humor.
I go back to Jalen Brunson being announced as captain, and he's just like, "Congrats!" Like, you can only see half of his face. Hilarious, man.
That dry humor. It's.
How can you put a price on OG Anunoby, man? I don't think he was overpaid at all. How can you put a price on what he brings to this team? It's priceless.
Legit. Priceless for OG Anunoby. That's a wrap on OG Anunoby's player preview. Excited to watch everything transpire during training camp. Once again, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. If you're on Apple or Spotify, please leave us a review. It really helps out on the audio side as well. In case you wanted to watch our player previews, our previous one is right here in the middle of the screen. I'm Anthony from Knicks Nation.
I'm Chris.
Catch you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.